Did you know there are over 300 notorious motorcycle clubs in America? Each more menacing than the last. They say these clubs are just about sharing love for motorcycles. But behind the scenes, it's all about brotherhood, business, and power. Do you think you know MCs? Do you have any idea who is number one? Pause the video and leave your thoughts in the comments before continuing. 10. Warlocks. 10 on our list, and for good reason, are the Warlocks. With a presence mainly on the eastern seaboard and boasting over 500 members, this club isn't just another group on two wheels. They're known for their hair-raising violence. Imagine a biker gang so brutal that even other notorious groups steer clear of them. That's the Warlocks for you. In sunny Florida, they've established not just one, but 11 chapters. Their activities aren't limited to the States, though. They've made some headlines in Canada, too, with a drugs and guns bust in 2014. What sets them apart? Well, it's their sheer unpredictability and tendency to go to extremes, whether it's attacking rivals or taking on the law. Their dark reputation is built on tales of indiscriminate violence and a ruthless approach to their objectives. 9. Highwaymen. Next up at number 9 are the Highwaymen. Rooted in Detroit, they may not be the biggest MC around, with a little over 300 members, but they've certainly made their mark. Established in the 1950s, they've been stirring up trouble in the MC world for decades. Think of them as the underdogs who pack a serious punch. In 2007, their antics caught up with them big time, leading to a massive bust where 40 members were scooped up on charges including racketeering and even police corruption. Their leader, nicknamed Scarface, got a 37-year ticket to the big house. There's the impact. Despite their smaller numbers, they've managed to create quite the stir in Detroit's underworld. 8. Black Pistons Motorcycle Club. Sitting at number 8 are the Black Pistons, the go-to guys when the job's too dirty, even for the most feared clubs. With over 400 members scattered across the US, they're the shadowy figures lurking behind the Outlaws. They're not your average biker club. They're the ones you call when things need to go from bad to worse. Their resume? It's a wild mix of drug rings, barroom brawls, and even a grisly dismemberment in Illinois. They're like the Swiss Army knife of the underworld, versatile, effective, and always ready for action. They're the support club that even the toughest bikers might think twice about dialing up. 7. The Pagans. At number 7, the Pagans aren't your average weekend riding club. They've been around since the late 50s, but got their bad rep in the 60s and 70s under the rule of John Satan Marin. Now, they're big shots in America's biker gang world, feared for their connections with the Italian Mafia and the Aryan Brotherhood. Picture this, a gang so bold, they produce and smuggle drugs on a massive scale. It's not just drugs, though. They're knee-deep in conspiracies, bombings, and dodgy weapons deals. In 2010, 19 members got nabbed in New York for planning to take out Hell's Angels with homemade grenades. 6. Sons of Silence. Sliding into number 6 are the Sons of Silence, small but big on making noise. Hailing from Colorado, these guys have a knack for turf wars, which they've been playing since their start. Their approach? Go big or go home. Initially claiming territory in Colorado, Arizona, and Kansas, they later buddied up with the Hells Angels for some muscle. But here's the kicker. This alliance made them targets for smaller clubs itching for a challenge. During a 1999 raid, authorities discovered a stash that sounded like it belonged in an action movie. Machine guns, pipe bombs, and grenades. 5. Bandidos Motorcycle Club. Coming in hot at number 5, the Bandidos Motorcycle Club is as Texas as it gets. They're huge, with over 5,000 members, making them one of the largest outlaw clubs in the US. But it's not just about size. These guys mean business. They're specialists in smuggling across the US-Mexican border, and they're not shy about it. Their rap sheet is longer than a Texas summer, filled with accusations of murder and more. Remember the Waco gun battle? Yep, they were right in the thick of it. The FBI has them marked as one of the Big Four outlaw motorcycle clubs, a title they wear like a badge of honor. 4. Vagos Motorcycle Club. At number 4, we have the Vagos Motorcycle Club. Known for their green attire and notorious reputation, the Vagos are not just another biker group. They have over 4,000 members primarily in the western United States, but also globally. The Vagos have been associated with drug trafficking, weapons charges, and violent acts. Their notorious activities and large membership make them one of the most feared motorcycle clubs. In 2011, several Vagos members were arrested in a large-scale operation, highlighting their significant criminal undertakings. 3. Outlaws Motorcycle Club. Sliding into number 3, we have the Outlaws Motorcycle Club. As the oldest outlaw biker club around, they've had plenty of time to make their mark. And oh boy have they! With over 1,700 members, these guys are like the granddads of the biker world. But the kind you wouldn't want to mess with at a family barbecue. They've got chapters everywhere, making them big players in the smuggling game, especially around the Great Lakes and the Canadian border. Their list of naughty deeds? It's as long as the line at a Sunday morning coffee shop. We're talking serious stuff, from smuggling to face-offs with other clubs. And speaking of rivalries, their beef with the Hells Angels is stuff of legend. It's like the biker version of an old Western movie showdown, but with more leather and fewer horses. 2. The Mongols. Sliding into the number 2 spot, the Mongols might not have the nationwide reach like the Outlaws, but in Southern California, they're as big as it gets. This crew's story is like a Hollywood movie script. Founded by bikers who were turned down by the Hells Angels due to their race, the Mongols flipped the script and took over SoCal from the Angels in the 1980s. Talk about a grudge match. This mainly Hispanic and Native American club doesn't just ride bikes and enjoy the California sun. They're deeply involved in serious stuff like controlling drug territories and making sure they stay top dogs in the area. Their long-standing beef with the Hells Angels is legendary, and they've managed to hold their ground in one of the most competitive biker scenes in the country. 1. Hells Angels. And now, at the top of our list, the Hells Angels. These guys are the Michael Jordan of outlaw biker clubs. Everyone knows their name, even if they're not a basketball, I mean biking fan. Operating nationwide with a strong presence in California, they're not just another club. They're an incorporated entity in the US and Canada. But don't let their legal side fool you. These guys are deep into everything you wouldn't want to tell your mom about. From high-stakes drug dealing to intense feuds with other gangs, they're at the center of the outlaw universe. Their aggressiveness has sparked ongoing rivalries with the Mongols in Southern California and the Outlaws along the Canadian border. And there you have it, the top 10 biker clubs that even the toughest bikers fear. From the ruthless warlocks to the infamous Hells Angels, these groups define the wild world of outlaw bikers. If this ride on the wild side intrigued you, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and share your thoughts in the comments below.